To the I-Team now, the state's child welfare agency is not backing down after firing 2 social workers over the death of an 8-year-old Gwinnett County girl.
One of the women told the Fox 5 I-Team she didn't handle that case, so the state agency took a second look.
But a month later, DFCS leaders told I-Team reporter Johnny Edwards they stand by their decision. Johnny?
That's right, Russ, and former DFCS supervisor Alexandria Armah stands by her side of the story, too. The state fired both her and a case manager, saying they mishandled a prior complaint about the family about a month before Syra Barros died. Armah spoke out in her own defense after that decision. With the agency not budging, she's speaking out again.
I didn't close the case.
DFCS is placing blame on Alexandria Armah for something horrific. For mishandling a complaint from a school to the State Division of Family and Children's Services that might have saved a child's life.
Next case, State versus Cleater Mendez Barros.
This defendant told school staff that the victim child, who was 7 at the time, had demons in her because she was born out of wedlock.
Instead, that complaint apparently bungled.
We have to ask, do our case managers really understand the significant import, the significant danger when a parent or a step-parent says that child is a demon, that child is possessed?
And a little more than a month later, the violent death of 8-year-old Syra Barros, seen here in her funeral announcement. Allegedly at the hands of her stepmother, Natiela Barros, and father, Claydeer Barros.
The co-defendant, the wife, struck the child 10 to 20 times on the back of the head, neck, and arms with a wooden rolling pin. Claydeer Barros arrived home and saw the unresponsive child. He then prayed for about another 20 minutes before he eventually called 911.
DFCS later pointed a finger at 2 of their own. The case manager who investigated that prior complaint and her supervisor. But the fired supervisor stood up for herself, telling the Fox 5 I-Team that her former employers had punished the wrong people.
I am not the person who signed off on this case.
Why do you think you were fired then? Armah asked DFCS leadership to look at the records again.
I'm calling for them to go back, dive in, ask those questions.
Through a spokeswoman, DFCS tells the I-Team it did just that. And the answer came back the same. The agency still says Armah did approve the case for closure, saying it is also worth noting that case closure in our system is a complex process that is extremely secure. So the decision to terminate her employment stands.
Wow. I think that's kind of crazy. I'm very disappointed in the way that, DFCS has spun this.
With Armah insisting she had nothing to do with closing that earlier case, that she was actually in training south of Atlanta at the time, we asked DFCS for some proof, some documentation of her involvement. The agency gave us this, one line of data. DFCS told us this comes from the agency's case management system, showing that Armah closed the case of Claydeer Barros just over a month before Syra's death.
I can't believe this is what they produced to you.
So what do you think this is?
A copy and paste, a cover-up. Literally a cover-up, a Word document.
So what you're saying then was that DFCS basically concocted, fabricated a record, and gave it to Fox 5 to cover up what they actually did?
Definitely.
Armah, a single mother with 2 sons, spent 7 years working for DFCS and had just been promoted to supervisor in October. She said she's already found a new job in a leadership position in the medical field. So this isn't about getting her job back. She says it's about her reputation.
I feel like it's going to come out, the truth. And I would like an apology. It goes a long way.
Armah told us who she suspects actually closed the complaint, and it involves people in higher positions with Gwinnett County DFCS. We reached out to some of them but received no response. Syra's parents remain in jail without bond, both of them indicted last month on murder charges.
So do we know where that one line of data came from? And does that really prove that Armah was the one who closed this case?
Well, it came from DFCS officials, and no, not definitively. I showed that to former DFCS director Tom Rawlings, and he said it's really not enough, that there ought to be case logs, case narratives in the file. And now we did obtain the file from DFCS through open records, but nothing like that came back. It was a lot of pages that were entirely redacted. So we're still asking DFCS to produce some records on this.
Yeah. All right, Johnny, I know he's on top of it. Thanks so much.
Thank you.